Okay, welcome back to Speedway Harley-Davidson, and today we're going to talk to you about this 2022 Harley-Davidson Nightster. If this is your first time by our channel, you're going to want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. But let's get straight into it. First things first, let's go over some of the specs of this new motorcycle. So you're going to get a 3.1 gallon fuel tank, which is located right there under the seat. The bike weighs 481 pounds wet. You're going to get 70 foot-pounds of torque and 90 horsepower out of this baby. We got full LED lighting around the entire unit, and some of the rider aids you're going to get is drag, torque, slip control, ABS, as well as traction control. Now, just from looking around the bike, you can see you got your newer controls that you're going to get on the Pan America as well as Sportster S, with both blinkers being on one side over here. You also got adjustable levers, which you can adjust right there as well as right there. And I feel like based off where the gas tank is placed, as far as it being right under the seat, like the V-Rod gas tank used to be, is going to have a lower center of gravity. So let's swing a leg over it and see how it feels. Oh my. As soon as you swing a leg over this thing, you can tell it definitely feels extremely light. But let's get it cranked up and give you my thoughts while we're out here on the road. So to crank this bike up, all you do is flick this switch down or towards you, and you press the button on top to get it going. Let's adjust these mirrors. And we're off. So I'm starting out in rain mode here, which you do get different modes with the motorcycle. We'll see how that feels. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed right away when I just switched up to second gear is it's a much smoother shift. Like, you don't really feel it clunking into gear like you do on some of your traditional Harleys. Now, in my opinion, it feels like rain mode is extremely toned down. I'm having to turn this throttle quite a bit to get some performance out of here. So when we get up here to the stop sign, I'm gonna switch it to road mode, but I probably won't stay in that mode too long either. The goal is to get up to sport mode. All right. Now, to switch your modes and traction control, the buttons are located right here. They can be depressed with your thumb, and you'll see it change on your screen. All right, so now we're in road mode. And I instantly noticed a response in the throttle. From switching to road mode, the response happened immediately. And it feels a lot more peppier once you get it into that road mode. All right, bike feels good in the corners. Now, the bike does feel extremely nimble, and I think that has a lot to do with the low center of gravity, as well as the weight on here. This thing's only 481 pounds wet. It definitely feels good, feels very agile. Now, in road mode, you're getting a little bit more response out of your throttle, but let's see what this thing is really meant to do, which is ride it in sport mode. Sport mode is going to give you your full performance out of the bike. And we're going to take it this way before we turn back the other way. And there's a huge difference in sport mode. You barely have to hit that throttle to get the machine going. It's like it's just pulling. Now, one thing you'll notice a huge difference on between this one and your traditional Sportster. Let's get around here real quick. Whoa, it is peppy. Oh my goodness, this is an extremely fast bike, and it only has a 975 in it. It's quick. It is quick. But one thing you'll notice is this bike versus your traditional Sportsters having 5 gears, this one actually has 6 gears, which I know a lot of Sportster owners have been asking for that 6th gear for so long, and we finally get it. So we're gonna turn back around right here. Oh yeah, this bike will turn on a dime. Feels extremely well balanced. Oh my goodness. Now, as far as the seating position, when you're getting on it, I'll be honest with you, you're gonna wanna lean in, because there's not a whole lot of lower lumbar support with this seat, and it kind of feels like you're gonna slip off the back because of the amount of power it's putting out when you're ripping on that throttle. But overall, I feel like it rides extremely well. It feels real tight when you're looking to turn it. Doesn't feel loose at all, and it'll lean right over into the corners. The seating position is comfortable with the mid controls that you're receiving on here. It's not forwards or anything like that, but I do not feel cramped up at all. It actually feels like it's bigger than your traditional Sportster, your Iron, your 48, any of those models. And you can tell it's more comfortable and geared towards being able to get out and doing a little bit longer riding. Now, as far as how the motor sounds from this unit, it's definitely not your Evo motor. You're not going to get that traditional Harley sound out of it, but I have not heard this bike with aftermarket pipes on it. As it sounds stock, it's fairly quiet. It does feel like the motor is a lot more refined. You're not getting any of that vibration that you get from your Evo motors. I feel like the first thing you got to do when you pick up one of these, if you pick up the Nightster, is put an exhaust pipe on it, because the exhaust note coming out of here just does not do this bike any justice whatsoever. My goodness, is it fast. I'm not even giving it full throttle. I'm barely twisting that throttle, and it's putting out quite a bit of power and performance. This is a torquey bike in sport mode. But you know what? I feel like, I've seen some other people review it, and they say that they feel like this is a little bit too much for a newer rider. I feel completely the opposite. I feel like this is a bike a newer rider will be able to grow with, because of the fact you could just hit that button right there. I missed it the first time. You put it in rain mode, and it's toned way down. Like, I'm twisting the crap out of this throttle, and it's not really going for me. It's not overwhelming by any means whatsoever. So if a newer rider is looking for a bike that they can get and grow with, I feel like the Nightster is a perfect option. I honestly feel like this may be better than any of the other options out there right now, because of how toned down this rain mode is. This is perfect for a newer rider. Like, in rain mode, it honestly feels kind of like a Street 750 or Street 500, the amount of power coming out of here. But then if you want a little bit more power, something like you get out of an 883, you just go ahead and switch it into road mode, and you're getting a little bit more power, something like would have come out of an 883. And then if you want some serious performance, you just click it one more time, go into sport mode, and there you go. You're ready to roll. All right, we're gonna go ahead and circle back now. The bike feels really good. It does feel solid. I will give it that. They did a great job with this bike. Oh, cars are coming. Oh yeah, it is quick. Every time I hit that throttle, I feel myself sliding back a little bit. It's extremely quick. And what's weird is the sound coming out of it does not do justice for how fast this bike is moving. So if you didn't put an aftermarket exhaust on here, you might get yourself in trouble, because you'll be going a lot faster than it sounds like you're moving. But you'll feel it. You'll definitely feel it. With this being a water-cooled motor, it's going to give you the option to ride in much higher RPMs, which again is going to give you a wider range of torque. Like, you're going to be able to ride that gear out a lot further than you would be able to on your traditional air-cooled Sportster. And as we all know, this year we're seeing it. Harley's about performance. They're letting out the ST models. They're letting out the Nightster. They let out the Sportster S last year. They're all about performance. And I feel like this is a perfect addition to their lineup. Now, I would like to see a few more Sportster models, maybe some that are more along that entry level, but we shall see as the year goes on. But my initial impressions on this Nightster is, I love it. It rides amazing. It feels good. It's giving you the different type of rider modes, as well as giving you traction control, ABS. It's given us everything that we've all been waiting for and wanting. But for you to know if this bike is going to be right for you, you got to throw a leg over it. So I suggest if you're in the Concord area, swing by Speedway Harley-Davidson and take it for a demo. This unit I am currently on is currently available as of the date of recording this video. Now, I'm not sure how long it will actually be available because there's not a lot of Nightsters out right now. And this is going to be a well sought after motorcycle. And it's a blast to ride. So if you're interested in this, give us a call at the number listed below. As I said in the beginning, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. What are your thoughts on Harley-Davidson's new 2022 Nightster? I'll check y'all out in that next one.